Let's just kick off on your overall views of the surge that we saw in the Business Climate Index, as I said, ticking up for the month of February. Just unpack those numbers for us.
Hi, Samantha, and hello to all our viewers. Well, as you said, the climate index gained 1.7 basis points in the month of February. I think the biggest movers, it was on the back of the investment index and the leading indicator that also climbed a lot in the month of February. I think there was a lot of the construction sector. There was a lot of investment in the construction sector. And we see that filter through to the increase in commercial vehicle sales and building plans and so on. So there's really, the construction sector has been doing very, very well. I think that also comes on the back of government investing in TPEG. They are pushing a lot, they're trying to create employment, of course. So of course they've been focusing on the construction sector. I think a lot of the positivity has also come from the local index that has performed so well. It's up 33% over the 12 months.
Yeah. Anthea, let's just go back before we look at the stock exchange and as you say, 33% rise there over the past year. Let's focus in on the construction sector, because if you look at those numbers for the month of February, year on year, up by 400% activity. That's really a surge in construction. How sustainable is this? Is this coming off a low base, or do you expect the construction sector to continue to outperform for the rest of the year?
Well, the thing is, I don't think, well, of course, the 400% is a huge increase. It does come off a relatively low base, I would suppose. But it comes on the back of the budget speech last year, where they rolled out the TPEG program, where government is focusing on creating employment. And they have done a lot of investments into the construction sector. They've got a lot of ongoing plans, and I mean, builders have got their plan books full for the next, at least up till the end of the year. So I do expect that to continue, at least, if not increase in the next months going forward.
As you say, let's focus in on the stock exchange and the movements we've seen there, because outperforming the likes of the JSE Aussie, where we're seeing the market up by 8% on a relative basis for the past year, and you've got the NSX rising by some 33%. So let's break that down. Which companies within the index have really been fueling the rally?
They have all been doing exceptionally well, but you must bear in mind there are only about seven stocks on the local index. So we've got the likes of Namibia Breweries and F&B Namibia. They have both been performing very well, and they comprise the bulk of the market's cap on a NSX local index.
So very much geared towards the banking sector and the brewery sector.
That's correct. But even RX Properties, they have also delivered very good results. All the stocks, except for I think Namibia Asset Management, they're quite stable. But all the other stocks have increased quite substantially over the past 12 months, with Namibia Breweries up almost 50%. So RX Property and
So you're looking across the board there, as you say, the brewery sector, the property sector as well, performing well. Let's break it down and look forward. The leading indicator also rising for the month of February to 170.3 basis points. That was over a 10% or 10 basis point rise there. What does that say about the expectations going forward for the rest of the year in terms of the health of the economy?
No, well, definitely in the local index, I don't expect to see such a big rise going forward, because I think most of the companies are nearing being fully priced. Most of them are doing capital expenditures and focusing on the longer term. So I don't expect to see prices skyrocketing again within the next few months, as they have performed so well the past 12 months. Going forward...
Sorry, continue, Anthea.
Yeah? Going forward, things to focus on would, of course, be metal prices. For example, uranium is one of the main drivers of the economy. And, of course, after the whole Fukushima thing, the metal prices have come down substantially. They've been hovering around 52 now. So it depends. Is there going to be a recovery in the uranium price? That could definitely fuel the economy going forward. Then, of course, we've got the issue of the oil. Has the oil been discovered? You know, how viable is this going forward and stuff? So there are a lot of uncertainties still. I do think that I am quite positive for the next few months.
In terms of the uranium price, so just break it down in terms of who the key buyers are of uranium right now for Namibia.
The key buyers.
The key export markets in terms of, as you say, the uranium price is key, and that's obviously determined on global markets. But for Namibia right now, when we're breaking it down into the export market, who are the key buyers of uranium?
Well, of course, nuclear energy it's all over the world, but a key export market for Namibia is also Europe. And with the crisis kind of being resolved now, people are starting to address the issues going on in Europe. I am positive about the export markets, and I do think that we are going to, but it's not essentially just the export markets who's going to be buying uranium. It's the actual price of uranium. Will it recover? Will people regain faith in that?
Looking at the health of the consumer right now and the index, consumers also appear to be slightly more upbeat in the month of February. They're buying more cars, and they're basically overall feeling a little bit more positive about the health of the economy. What is your assessment overall, though, around consumer confidence right now?
Well, if you see that the consumption index didn't increase as much as the investment index and the leading indicator, so yes, there is slowly but surely people are regaining a bit more confidence in the market, definitely the consumers especially. But I think most of the growth is going to be fueled by businesses and the commercial vehicle sales as opposed to the passenger vehicle sales, for example. Yes, it's also been increasing, definitely, but I do not see it's skyrocketing anytime soon.